Welcome back, everyone. Here, Season 7 Pro Placement starting right now. The best of 3 LGB esports versus Publiclir. And here we are on the pistol. Someone staring into the sky. Looks like they're trying to get that smoke off. And it's going to be Jungle coming out now. Yeah, this is the set smokes. Jungle and Stairs. They're going to push through CT, not going to opt to smoke off quick. So he's playing here with USP. They're already very close. They'll bring him down. Aw does get one first, though. On the side of Publiclir Experience, wow, going to be brought down by Rubino. There's a bit of a gap in that smoke, but it doesn't matter. Downey is actually the one going to be shot down through it. So 4-on-2 here, now 3-on-2 for LGB. Almost had a chance for 2, and there it is. PRB going to bring down Zeta, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, and there's LGB using the exact same setup on their rifle rounds as they mentioned. They went for the full A take with the 2 smokes on the right side of the site, and then they sent 3 out apps, and they try to push for CT control, and they got it. So a lot of it does come down to the aim, but if you believe in your aim, you shouldn't put yourself in a position to just get the bomb down safely and let people work on a retake. Instead, you should try to play a little bit more aggressively, and that's what they did. And I like to see teams playing to their strengths.
All right, so they will go for the force up here. We've got the scout on Zeta, so CT's trying to get that upset on the second round, but already PRB shoots down the ladder player. So now Cat's going to be opened up, and I mean, Terrorists are already here in middle, so they can easily work it around to B, and they've actually got one guy up in the B apartments, so they're going for it. Mac 10 there on the quicks, finds him now. Experience trying to hold on with the 5-7, but the jumping too evasive there was Jacob. Gets him down with the P90, so that leaves all by himself, trying to hold on to that $1,500 he'd bought, but cannot do it.
Yeah. Really curious how well PRB is going to do in this game. It should be a good idea for him to try to pick up as many kills early as possible, so in the later round it won't look too bad if he doesn't, but looking pretty comfortable right now. And they went up against an armor buy again, and we're used to seeing that, but at the same time, post-update with the SMGs being so good, it's not uncommon, I think, or it's becoming more of a viable strategy to just consider not spending any money on that second round. And look what happened here. LGB managed to keep 5 players alive and are again on a save.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised. When I saw the patches change, I felt the CTs, or honestly whoever, more so the Ts are still going to force because Tech 9s are still pretty good, but I thought the Scout was going to disappear from a second round force on CTs. But they still try to work with it, and it didn't pan out for them. And already, quick round here. Looks like LGB maybe did drop a player, so I think we're going to have maybe a quick pause, but the very fast 3-0 for LGB.
Yeah, off to a solid start, and we're going to go back to a rifle round here. It's going to be 4K and a little bit across the board for both teams. And the thing is, we won't see ops in this situation, and that's partially because they tried to buy armor and didn't really have any success from it. So they made a little bit of investment. It didn't work out. They didn't drop any weapons, in fact, and they didn't manage to save anything. So all in all, it's going to be a rifle round for a Publiclir, and on Mirage, it might be a map where you actually seriously consider not spending money on the second round, because if you want that op, then you're going to have to save longer for it if you don't win that second. And again, if you don't have an op and window that can rotate to A, and the reason I say that is because the op can be very mobile, it's going to be a huge disadvantage for you to just have rifles and take all these long-range duels versus AKs that can kill you in one bullet, which you can't do so easily with an M4. I
mean, we talked about it yesterday. Map like Mirage, especially CT side, there's just so many different long-range lanes where you can utilize the op. There's 3. And if you count underpass, I guess, like if you jump out quick, there's like 4 places that you can op middle from on CT.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be really nice to have that. Unfortunately, the economy not quite there, so it's going to have to come in a later round if Publiclir think they need it. But maybe they'll have this first rifle round, and it'll work out, and they can find a stride there.
Yeah, I mean, you said 4, and I think, if you just think about it, like, it's actually even more than that. It's absolutely absurd how many ways you can open up a round on Mirage with an op. If you have a really right-sided spawn, you can jump up into apps, right? You can go for the pick there. If instead you have a less great A spawn, you could run across A and peek A ramp and hope an op is trying to pick you. You can go to connector, you can go to window, you can jump into underpass, you can pick from cat, you can even pick B apps if you have a spawn and cut off that side of the map. So it's even worse than we thought.
Yeah, I mean, every site, I was just going on mid. Yeah, overall there's like 10. But let's see, do you think they're going to upgrade maybe here, the T side? Keep it aggressive, LGB.
Oh boy, look at these inflated stats right now.
Yeah, the efficacy when there's only a couple rounds is absolutely hilarious.
Oh man.
So, the easy 40.
Yeah, 280 are no problem.
And 4 kills, no deaths on PRB, so doing well.
He's got an infinite KD. is the better way to look at it. Sorry, what were you saying?
Do you think they're going to upgrade from these SMGs, or are they going to try to utilize them? Like, we see TSM sometimes just on that 4th round just still utilizing SMGs.
Yeah, we saw, who was it, Next hang on to the P90, even buy one for himself to hold off B?
What was that about? He's like, you know, I'm going to P90 and Nova today.
I know, it didn't really make a lot of sense from our perspective.
Trying to get achievements unlocked.
Maybe Nex's brain works weird, and that's why it works, but... I think at the very minimum, Rubino and Pauly are going to opt to upgrade. If they have enough bank here, yeah, like Pauly can just go for that up. I don't know if he's going to want to. Right, let's take a look at their spawns. I don't see them having great ones. So they can do it. They're just going to have to work something a little bit more passively. And it might hurt their ability to stay mobile. So I just think that MAC 10s are going to go because they're only $1,000.
Yeah, well, the P90 might stay, right? That's always kind of the SMG that can linger into the rifle rounds.
Yeah. You know, there aren't really a lot of great places on Mirage to close that distance, and that's why ops are so powerful, as you mentioned. But you could have the P90 go into underpass or maybe...
Boost window, perhaps.
Yeah, or just entry B or something.
Yeah, entrance B, boost window.
Yeah.
Storm up connector or something.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and there's Off getting his M4 silenced, so they've all got those rifles up. I don't know, is there anything else? Who got the most first kills here? So one first kill for PRB, so he finds an entry, and the other one actually, just by milliseconds, Publiclir's Awe got the kill on the pistol round, but quickly after that, 3 of them fell.
Yeah, pistols being so important. Again, we're looking at stats here that are inflated because they're a result of one team winning so many rounds simply because they got a huge bonus off of winning the pistol round. That's how you kickstart your economy, and especially since it's so easy to survive the 2nd and 3rd round now, that if you earn it, it can make you look like you're doing a lot of good. But again, you're going up against much smaller guns in the 2nd and 3rd round. You know, that's why I think it's good for maps to be a little bit CT-sided, because it's always going to be easier to buy, so you're going to have more opportunities to win rounds on T-side. And that can factor into it.
Yeah, and seeing there, if you guys are looking at the bottom of your screen, who are you rooting for? You can follow those instructions. Tweet your answer with hashtag MLG Pro League Champs to vote, and include the hashtag of the team that you think is going to win. Hashtag LGB Esports or hashtag Publiclir, and see if you're going to be right. And I'm sure a lot of you have already put your very precious skins at risk.
Yeah.
And today it was pretty one-sided over there on the lounge, with LGB favored greatly, 80-20.
And we got to worry about the upsets, though. There's a huge potential for that. I mean, just looking at recent games.
Every game we had on the LAN, the Season 6 LAN finals yesterday, was an upset, although very slight in terms of the odds.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really surprised at LGB. People were really expecting, or not LGB, excuse me, CLG.
Yeah, there you go. That other 3-letter team.
Yeah,
there's only like 100 of them in esports.
I know, right? But CLG being a team, you know, I had to give them that edge, and people were really counting on just the firepower of Hiko and Skadoodle to take the place of XP3 and Storm. Didn't end up working out that well, but at the same time, they seem like a really good matchup for each other in a weird way.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they had to go the distance on just 42 rounds, so even though it was a 2-0, like, it didn't really feel like one, and I think they're definitely going to have a shot. And actually the matches today, we will start off with CLG Nihilum, so we're going to have Nihilum, you know, the sort of unproven LAN team, but I mean, they had that beautiful showing yesterday against Luminosity, and we'll see how much momentum they can carry through.
Yeah, I mean, they beat a team with a ton of experience on LAN, and they did it convincingly. They look solid. I mean, everyone looked comfortable, right?
Yeah.
That's a little bit of a difference between Elevate and Nihilum. It's like Elevate, I think we expected to just come out the game swinging, and they took a little bit of time. But I always make that comparison and then forget, like, CLG just had the same abysmal T side, but or CT side.
CT side.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone on Nihilum looked perfectly comfortable here on LAN at MLG. And, you know, we've got a little bit of an audience, but it's nice and comfortable.
Yeah, it's really nice. Waving to the Nihilum players right now as they come in. Automatic was a boss with the AK yesterday.
Automatic and Sangs.
Both 13 kills
Chaos.
each with the AK.
Yeah.
On the same team, in the same match, so that's 26 kills right there. Just from, well, I guess they could have picked up AKs on CT, but majority are going to be on the T side, obviously, so they did a lot of work. And yeah, So what match are you looking forward to on the LAN today? Which best of 3 are you more hyped
so
to
I'm
watch?
gonna be casting the first one, obviously, and then the Elevate CLG game. That's gonna happen first.
It's gonna be CLG Nihilum. That's the first best of 3.
Or CLG Nihilum, the first best of 3. Yeah. So I think I am gonna be looking forward to that, just because I think like if CLG and Elevate were a really great matchup, Nihilum showed a lot of potential yesterday. Yep. There's going to be, again, I mean, the team is full of ADR monsters. It should be a pretty big deal, I think, and it's going to result in a lot of really fast-paced, really hectic rounds with a lot of great aim. I mean, Wade and Alum were like entering sites. It was like no one stood a chance.
It's insane.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'm also more excited for that best of 3, but definitely very excited for both of them still. And, well, LGB is still down a player, waiting on them to reconnect. We're going to take a small commercial break, and we'll be right back here on MLG.TV, so stay tuned.